Everyone, this is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 1st, 2023. Welcome to hurricane season there, folks, as well. Also, hope everybody's having a great well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday afternoon as well. Okay, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the satellite loop across the lower 48. We're going to take a look at the also we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also take a look at the watches, warnings, and advisories, and also take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today and again for your Friday. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road, folks. As you can see here in the satellite composite loop here across the northwestern tropical Atlantic, east down there spinning in the Gulf of Mexico. It will continue to spin. This system has a 50% chance of further development over the next 48 hours and also in the next 7 days. Not 5 days, but 7 days. The National Hurricane Center updated it from 5 days, where it's been 5 days. Now they're going 7 days this year now. So just want to give everybody that information there as well. You see this little system here blowing up in the Atlantic. Right now, currently nothing pretty much organized. It looks pretty well organized, but have to watch these little systems since, like I say, since it is hurricane season, any of these little systems can blow up into something. So, you know, never can tell. They can fire up into a tropical cyclone just like that with little to no advance warning. But anyway, let's move on to the forecast. This here is the tropical tidbits information here. Currently, this is the satellite loop section right here. That's the southwest of the center. The center is currently right about in here. As we take a look, as we scroll down, currently there's the low pressure system here. Let's take a look at the GEF tracks and slowly move to the south and then eventually to the northeast. This is by the current hurricane models at this point. Let's see, we're going to go back. Let's take a look at the GEF ensemble members. As you can see, off of 91,008 millibar, and it continue and this in here even continues to drop it to the south towards Cuba, and then across the Florida Keys, and then out into the Atlantic Ocean. Because the reason why that system not going to get to go across here is because we got high pressure pretty much anchored up here over the northeastern United States, mid-Atlantic, kind of pushing southward, pushing this system down, pushing it down further to the south, and that's why it's going to go pretty much out down toward Cuba and then off to the northeast. But it's going to bring a lot of rainfall pretty much for central and southern Florida. Let's take a look at the GPS ensemble members. As you can see, pretty well, it doesn't here takes it back to the west, then to the southwest. So there's still some uncertainty, but EF ensembles, and it will continue to go on off back out to move on off into the Atlantic Ocean. All right. Now finally, this is the intensity guidance currently. There's a few, so I would not be surprised. Maybe this thing could become a tropical depression, could become a tropical storm. But I will continue to monitor that. But it's going to be short-lived. It's only got a short window of time to become a tropical system, because by this weekend, upper level winds should kind of shred the system apart and should just remain an area of low pressure. But anything as possible. So, but anyway, like I said, that was the intensity guidance. But like I say, some members do take it into tropical storm status. Some keeps it down into tropical depression status. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out over the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, we got scattered activity over here in portions of southern Canada, some offshore here in the mid-Atlantic region, southeast United States, some down toward the Bahamas, scattered activity over Florida, down here toward Cuba, and there's that little system spinning down in the Gulf of Mexico. Pretty much just bringing lots of rain over the Gulf of Mexico, but also bringing scattered activity over portions of Florida, southern Georgia there as well. We got more scattered activity over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico and also into Texas. Puerto Rico is fair today, so you're in good shape today. We got some scattered activity around the Hawaiian chain island. Over here in Alaska, got a few scattered snow showers across the Alaska and back toward the offshore there. Some rain showers there as well. We have shower and thunderstorm activity over the panhandle of Texas, all the way in the portion of Oklahoma and in the portion of Nebraska and Kansas. Also in the portion of Iowa, back over here in portion of Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. Got a little bit of snow mixed in there as well. Also over here in portions of, we got some scattered. Sorry about that, folks. That thing just popped up all of a sudden, like it always does. But anyway, we got some scattered activity in portion of northern Arizona, over here in Nevada. Also over here in portion of Idaho. And scattered rain and maybe some snow showers over southwest Canada there as well. All right. Let's take a look at the watches, warnings, and advisories now for your locations. Right here, we still have some across portion of the mid-Atlantic region, around Washington, D.C. up to Maryland and portion of southeastern Pennsylvania. Still got some air quality alerts there. Also over here in portion of New York State. Also over here in portion of northeast Ohio, northern Indiana, southern Michigan, western Michigan, a little bit over here in portions of southwestern Illinois, eastern Missouri, also northern Kentucky and southeast Indiana. Also some flood watches in effect over in portion northwest Mississippi. Got some flood watches also in effect for southern Florida. Air quality alerts also in northeast Texas, southeast Texas as well. Got a flash flood warning and a special weather statement for some flooding and some strong storms in portion of North Texas there. We got some flash flood watches and flood advisories and some flood warnings in effect for the panhandle of Texas, western Oklahoma, and northeastern and eastern portions of New Mexico. Also over here in portion of western Kansas, southeastern Colorado. Also over here in portion of central Montana. Got some hydro issues there as well. In central Montana, got a few flood watches in effect for southeastern Idaho. Got some river flooding going on in some area rivers in Idaho, Nevada, portion of New Mexico, Colorado, Utah. Also over here portions of South Dakota, North Dakota, and look like a little bit right there, maybe in portions of Kansas. Alrighty, Alaska looks good. Like I said, got a few special weather statements, a few little flood advisory, maybe for a few locations where that heavy rain was falling. You seen on the radar there in western Alaska. And the Hawaiian chain island looks a-okay. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. Okay, we got general thunderstorms over portion of the northeastern United States, northern portion of New York, all into Maine. Also down here in much of Florida, down to the Florida Keys, back to Louisiana, Arkansas, back to Missouri. Also in Minnesota, also back over in Wisconsin, and also in the Michigan as well. Back down in the portions of Indiana, Kentucky. Tennessee, western Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, and eastern Wyoming. Also, we're in portions of southern Kansas back through western Oklahoma into north Texas around the Panhandle area, and also in the eastern portion of New Mexico. Got a slight rift also with the Panhandle of Texas, and also into portions of eastern New Mexico. And if you're in the marginal rift, this includes Amarillo, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Rapid City, South Dakota, Clovis, New Mexico, Atlas portions, Atlas, Oklahoma, that is. And also we have a slight rift. This includes Lubbock, Texas, Plainview, Texas, Levelland, Texas, Portal, New Mexico, and Brownfield, Texas. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. We have a 2% down here in Port Oklahoma and Texas, Atlas, Oklahoma, and Levelland, Texas. Let's take a look at the wind probability. We have 5% up here in portions of Wyoming, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Down here in the Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. 15% over the Panhandle of Texas. 5% include Abilene, Texas, Rapid City, South Dakota, Clovis, New Mexico, Atlas, Oklahoma, and Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And the 15% include Lubbock, Texas, and Plainview, Texas. Alright, let's take a look at the hail probability for today. Same area, 5% over portions of Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western Nebraska, southern Kansas, western Oklahoma, Panhandle of Texas, and also in eastern portions of New Mexico, and 15% over New Mexico and portions of Texas. This includes Amarillo, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Rapid City, South Dakota, Clovis, New Mexico, Atlas, Oklahoma. 15% include Lubbock, Texas, Plainview, Texas, Levelland, Texas, Portal, New Mexico, and Brownsville, Texas. Alright, let's move on to day number 2. As you can see, we have general thunderstorm for portions of Maine all the way back down into portions of North Carolina, portions of South Carolina, down into portions of Florida, much of Florida, Florida Keys, back into portions of Mississippi, back into Texas, all the way back over to portions of California, Idaho, into Montana. We have a slight rift or marginal rift over Texas, all the way back into portions of Oklahoma and Kansas. And if you're in the marginal rift, this includes Abilene, Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, Eden, Oklahoma, and Hutchinson, Kansas. The slight rift include Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, and San Angelo, Texas. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. We have a 2% over Texas. 5% include Lubbock, Texas, Midland, Texas, Big Spring, Texas, Plainview, Texas, and Levelland, Texas. Let's take a look at the wind probability. We have a 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. If you're in the 5%, this includes Abilene, Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, Eden, Oklahoma, and Hutchinson, Kansas. If you're in the 15%, this includes Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, San Angelo, Texas as well, and surrounding areas. Let's take a look at the hail probability. We have a 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow, and the black / hatched area there. That's the significant severe hail would be. This would be Lubbock, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, San Angelo, Texas, and Big Springs, Texas. 15% include Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, San Angelo, Texas. Also, the 5% include Abilene, Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, Eden, Oklahoma, and Hutchinson, Kansas. I'm going to show you day 3. It's just pretty much just general thunderstorms pretty much across the board. So I'm going to show you that there real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the video. Alrighty, see there, general thunderstorm pretty much from Pennsylvania all the way down to Florida to Texas. Also back over to portions of New Mexico, Nevada, a little bit over in California, to Idaho, to Montana, with back to Minnesota, portion of Wisconsin, and back down to Arizona, back down to Arkansas, that is, excuse me, and Louisiana vicinities. So no severe weather expected currently at this time. So just general thunderstorm for day 3. So that pretty much wrapped this video up. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday out there. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share share these videos to have you, and we will catch you back in the next one.